What's up, gamers? Welcome back to yet another Diecast review. This one is probably going to be in my top 10 if I do one, which I most likely will. My favorite Diecast ads of 2024. This one is Brad Keselowski's 2011 Miller Lite Dodge. And I talked about last video that I had no idea when this was coming. This is probably literally 20 minutes or 30 minutes after I just recorded the Darlington win. So, yeah, it came on the very exact same day. I imagined it. I was like, you know what? It would be really cool if both of them came today. And here we are. This one is probably one of my favorite ads of this year that I just said. Maybe like ever, because I've always liked this scheme. This is probably my favorite Brad scheme ever. Not that there's a difference between this one and 2012, but I think this is really cool to have in my collection. As you see, 3,055 of these remain. This is your regular 2011 box if you haven't seen it before. With all your information back here, if you want to read that. And then team logo with the car render, and then the team logo with every other logo, I guess. And then another render of the car right here as well. But anyway, let's get it out of the box and take a look at one of my most favorite Brad schemes ever. I don't know if this is screwed in at all. We'll find out here in a minute, I guess. Let's see if I can get it out first. Let me do this off camera for a second, because there's more space over there. Okay. There we go. Now, is it unscrewed? It is not unscrewed. Alright. So that is. I mean, I'm going to be right back in just a second, but... Alright. So let me get it out of this base, and I'll be right back in just a second. Alright, and I got it out of the base, and now let's take a look at my favorite Brad Keselowski scheme of all time that I basically grew up with. When I started watching, this is the car that I saw, other than the 2013 one, which might also be added down the road. By the way, we have DIN number 897 out of 3,055. And this car is very iconic in the 2012 Watkins Glen finish clip, if nobody's ever seen that before. Somehow, because that is probably one of the most popular NASCAR finishes in history. This is the year prior to Keselowski's championship winning year. This is 2011. But honestly, I don't think there's much of a difference between this scheme and 2011, other than the spoiler. But as you can see, we can take a look at the deck lid on this one. See the fuel cell there. And I guess there's a different spoiler on the 2012 car than there is here. Not sure. But I don't care. I like this spoiler too. And yeah, this is a very, very, very neat scheme. I thought I would never get this, I'm gonna be honest, but here we are. This is pretty neat. But now I've got a decent Brad Keselowski collection. It's not the greatest, but it's something. I think I have 6 Brad cars now, maybe? The Darlington win, this one is Coca-Cola 600 scheme, the patriotic one. I've got quite a few now of Brad, but let's go over the sponsors. You have Goodyear here. You have your NASCAR Sprint Cup Series logo with your 4 contingencies, including the Coors Light pole. Then you have the NASCAR race car logo. Then you have the number 2 in front of beer being poured into by beer. Then you have a Discount Tire logo there as well. Then you have Snap-on and Dodge there as well. On the name rail, you have Brad Keselowski. You have Dodge Mopar, PPG, Bosch, Mazak, I think. And what's that other logo? I can't see it. Magellan? I don't know. How do I pronounce that? I genuinely have no idea. Then you have Carless Lake. Dude, I'm so bad at pronouncing things. Miller Lite can as well, being with the beer that is being poured. And then on the deck lid, you have Ruby Tuesday, I'm not really sure what that was, but once again, DIN number 897. Then on the rear bumper, you have Man Up, Miller Lite, Choose On Taste. And then you have Dodge logo. Then you have the number 2 in the brake lights. On the other side, pretty much the same stuff, other than the beer being flipped around. You have Snap-on, Dodge. I don't think I mentioned the safety cleaning logo. Then you have the Miller Lite can, Carlessly, whatever that says, Brad Keselowski. On the name rail, you have Mopar, PPG, Bosch, Mazak, and that other weird logo that I don't know how to pronounce either. Then you have Discount Tire. Then you have the cup of beer being poured into, and behind the number 2. Then you have the NASCAR race car logo, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, with the Coors Light pole and the other contingencies there as well. On the hood, you have Miller Lite and Pennzoil. Then you have the Charger. Then you have the number 2 right there in the headlights. Then you have the Dodge logo and another Dodge logo. I'm surprised it wasn't the Penske logo. Is there a Penske logo on here? I don't think so. Interesting. That's interesting. No Penske logo anywhere on this car. Huh. Anyway, on the roof you have just the number 2 without any logos. Pretty neat when they do it that way. At least in my opinion. I never understood why they put the logos on the roof. It's always nice to make the number nice and big on the roof. 2011 for Brad Keselowski. I think he won a race this year. If not, I'm thinking of 2012, when he won a couple races. I think he won at least 1 or 2 in 2011. I don't know which ones, I'm going to be honest. Could be Bristol. But again, this is my favorite Brad Keselowski scheme of all time. I have other ones too that are my favorites. I have the 2013 one. And then there's another 2013 one with Luke Bryan on it. That's one I also want to get one day. This is one off my bucket list. I've had a couple diecasts lately that have been flying off my bucket list, so that's pretty cool. And honestly, that's pretty much it for this diecast review. If you guys enjoy, smash the like button, subscribe, turn notification bell so you don't miss an upload, especially with like diecast reviews. I think my next one is after Christmas, so I might upload a video or so before Christmas, but if I don't, Merry Christmas to all of you, and until the next review, see you all gamers next time. Have a great day, gamers.